Hi y'all, how's it going? Not even sure if you're gonna watch this today, but if you're watching this today, we're gonna do an introduction to dividing fractions. It's called How Long, How Far, Part 1. It's looking at dividing fractions on a number line. I'm gonna sneak in some algorithm just to give you a hint of how it's gonna work, but we're not gonna go too crazy today. So, if we're looking at our objectives, we're gonna look at a way that we can um, represent or divide whole numbers by unit fractions and unit fractions by whole numbers. Remember, a unit fraction is a fraction where there's a 1 as the numerator. So these are examples of dividing unit fraction by whole numbers and a whole number by a unit fraction. So, how long, how far, part 1. So the first thing we're going to do is just do a warm-up. We're going to look at some patterns. Just think about what you're looking at. So here's some patterns. All right, so um, you have 8 divided by 8, 8 divided by 4, 8 divided by 1, 8 divided by something, we don't know, and then 8 divided by 1/2. What do you think should go in that something area? So just talk about it. Maybe there's a right answer, maybe there's not. Maybe all your answers are right, maybe they're all wrong. Just kidding. But just talk about what you think, maybe notice some patterns, talk about what those answers actually are, all right, before you find the blank one and try and decide. All right, welcome back. So let's just do some math. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 8 divided 8 times. If you divided 8 cookies by 8 people, each person would get 1. 8 divided by 4 gives you 2. If you took 8 and split it into 4 groups, there'd be 2 in each group. 8 divided into one group is 8. There would be 8 in that one group. All right, so 8 divided by half. This is one that you might not know, right? But the way that you're looking at it right now, if 8 divided by 8 was 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2, 8 divided by 1 is 8, maybe, just maybe, 8 divided by half would be 16. How could that work? I don't know. Let's think about that. All right. So, ways that we could see that is if you took 8 and you split it into 1/2 size pieces. So, first let's split it into ones. All right. Well, so that would mean that we split it into 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. All right. So we just split it into 8 pieces. Now split each of those in half. Then you have 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. And as you can see, we would do that to each one whole splits into 1/2. So how many 1/2 pieces would we have in 8? Well, we would have 16. Now that's a lot of work. We really don't want to do that every time we have to divide into 1/2 pieces. So there's a better way. It's called leave, change, flip. All right. Leave the first number alone. We turned it into a fraction, but we're leaving it alone. All right. And then what we're going to do, we leave it alone, we change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then we flip the second fraction. That's called finding the reciprocal. So you put the denominator on top and the numerator on the bottom. So then you do multiplying fractions. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. 16 divided by 1 is 16. So it works. Either way you do it, if you took 8 and split it into 1/2 size pieces, so you took 8 pieces, like let's say you had 8 pizzas and cut them all into 1/2. Let's see, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pizzas, and you cut them all into 1/2 size pieces. Oh no. You would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces. So that's why 8 divided into half is 16, because you take 8 wholes and divide it into half-size pieces, and you have 16 half-size pieces. So we'll come back and look at some more.